The Bills squished the fish and have taken sole possession of first place in the AFC East. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back to the Go Bills podcast presented by GoBillsPodcast.com. I am your host and founder of the page, Brett McDurphy. Glad to be with you on this Sunday evening for our post-game show presented by GoBillsPodcast.com. We are excited to talk about this game that we saw for the Buffalo Bills. But let's get you an injury update real quick. We did see a couple of injuries for the Buffalo Bills out there today, mostly the cornerbacks that were injured. So I want to get you an injury update on Tre'Davious White because that's really important based off of what we saw out there on the field. Now, the Buffalo Bills PR did come up with a injury update on Tre'Davious White about maybe 5-10 minutes after the injury did happen. It does look like it's going to be a lower leg injury. It looks like it's going to be an Achilles injury for Tre'Davious White. Hopefully it's not serious, but the MRI results are going to come out very shortly. And as soon as we get an update for you on any of the injuries to Tre'Davious White and what the impact is going to be, we will let you know as soon as possible and keep you updated on our Instagram and Facebook pages as well. This was a dominant win for the Buffalo Bills, an absolutely great game that we saw from the team. I mean, in every aspect on offense and then on defense too. Really good game that we saw from the Buffalo Bills. The players of the game come down to, for me, it has to be Matt Milano in this game. 9 tackles in the game, and he did exactly what we expected Matt Milano to do, dominate. And he did exactly that. Another game with an interception from Micah Hyde as well. Great game from him as well. And then I got to tell you, the defensive line, another good game from them. Greg Rousseau and Daquan Jones did a really good job in the middle of the area of the defensive line. And then on the outside, Leonard Floyd as well as the Ed Oliver and Greg Rousseau. Really good job from them today. I really liked what I saw from them on defense. And then the offense of the Buffalo Bills, go back to what Josh Allen did. Not only did he not make any mistakes out there on the field, he was 21 of 25, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions to go along with the 1 touchdown that he had as well in the rushing game. 5 touchdowns overall in the game, and they did exactly what you expected the Buffalo Bills to do. Dictate the line of scrimmage with their offensive line, get the run game going. Even though they did lose the battle in terms of rushing yards, they were smart with the football, dictating the time of possession battle just barely in this game. But they took control and capitalized on the mistakes that the Dolphins made. And that's one thing I really liked the Buffalo Bills doing in this game. Overall, let's go over the team stats for the Buffalo Bills. Total yards in this game, 414 to 393. 310 passing yards for the Buffalo Bills, 251 for the Miami Dolphins. 104 rushing yards for the Buffalo Bills, 142 for the Miami Dolphins. Where it really picks up is the yards per play for the Buffalo Bills, 7.4 to 6.8. 23 first downs for the Buffalo Bills, 21 for the Miami Dolphins. Third down efficiency, 4 of 10 for the Buffalo Bills, 3 of 10 for the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins were 0 and 3 in fourth down efficiency. Total plays ran on offense, the Bills 56, Dolphins 58. Number of sacks allowed, 2 for the Buffalo Bills, 4 for the Miami Dolphins. Total number of punts, 2 for the Buffalo Bills, 3 for the Miami Dolphins. 4 penalties for the Buffalo Bills for 20 yards, 8 for 98 for the Miami Dolphins, which is an area that you can go back to and look at and say that the Bills definitely did a good job of maintaining and playing within themselves, which is something that we brought up. 1 fumble for the Miami Dolphins lost, and then an interception thrown as well. And everything that we saw for the Buffalo Bills was great in that game. The defense looked really good. The offense looked even better, doing a good job of taking control of the game and dominating. So absolutely loved what I saw from the Buffalo Bills. Let's go over to the Miami Dolphins side of things and what they did out there on the field. And we'll go over the team or the player stats for the Miami Dolphins. Leading the way in passing was Tua Tagovailoa with 25 of 35 282 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The leading rusher was Devon Achane, 8 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game. Tyreek Hill, leading receiver, 3 catches for 58 yards, followed by Jalen Waddle, 4 catches for 46 yards. So the Bills were able to stop both Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill out there on the field. Other receivers that had a decent game was Braxton Berrios, 6 catches for 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Durham Smythe with 4 catches for 41 yards. And then leading the way in the tackles department for the Miami Dolphins was David Long with 10 tackles in the game, as well as Andrew Van Ginkel, who had 2 sacks in the game for the Miami Dolphins. So overall, good stats for the Buffalo Bills, though. Liked what I saw from them out there on the field. Let's go over the overview for the game and the scoring summary for the game. With 10 minutes left in the first quarter, the Bills got their lead in the game with the 18-yard touchdown pass from Josh Allen to Gabe Davis with the Tyler Bass extra point, which was good, making it 7-0 for the Buffalo Bills. About 4 minutes later in the game, Devon Achane had his first rushing touchdown of the day, 3-yard touchdown run with Jason Sanders kicking the extra point, making it a 7-7 game. 5 minutes later in the game, with 1 minute left in the first quarter, James Cook 1-yard touchdown run with Tyler Bass making the extra point, making it 14-7. The Dolphins tied it up at 14. Devon Achane with another 10-yard touchdown run. Jason Sanders making the extra point as well. And then the Bills went on a run with 10 minutes left in the second quarter and scoring the first touchdown of the second quarter for the Buffalo Bills, making it 21-14 with Stephon Diggs' 11-yard touchdown pass from Josh Allen, Tyler Bass making the extra point. And then another touchdown for Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, 55-yard touchdown pass, where you saw that Stephon Diggs was held on that play, ended up getting free, scoring the touchdown, beating the defender, and making it a 14-point lead for the Buffalo Bills on that play. And then with 1:39 seconds left in the second quarter, Tyler Bass makes a 53-yard field goal to make it 31-14 going into the half. The Dolphins had the ball to start the second half. Braxton Berrios scores a 11-yard touchdown pass from Tua Tagovailoa. The Tyreek Hill 2-point conversion attempt, no good. Dane Jackson knocking the ball away from Tyreek Hill on that play, making it 31-20. The Bills ended up going down the field, kicking a field goal with Tyler Bass, making it 34-20 in the game. Then a little while later, the Stephon Diggs 13-yard touchdown pass from Josh Allen, Tyler Bass making the extra point in that to make it 41-20. And then another touchdown for Josh Allen, this time the rushing touchdown with just about 5 seconds taken off of the clock in the fourth quarter. Josh Allen, 11-yard touchdown run, making it 48-20, which was the final score of the game after Tyler Bass made that extra point in the game. Let's go over to our players of the game presented by GoBillsPodcast.com, and there's going to be a few for me. The players of the game on offense for the Buffalo Bills has to come down to Josh Allen, the 5 touchdowns that he had, completing 84% of his passes as well, and doing a little bit of his magic on the ground. 4 carries, 17 yards for him on the ground. He is our player of the game on offense. On defense, it has to come down to Matt Milano with the 10 tackles and making an impact out there on the field. You can also give it to Greg Rousseau, who rightfully deserves it as well. A game ball. I would probably give it to Greg Rousseau in this case, the 2 sacks in the game to go along with the 3 tackles that he had. So Greg Rousseau, the player of the game on defense for me. But the game ball for the special teams easily has to go down to Tyler Bass, making the 2 field goals as well as having 12 points in the game. He did have the doink that went off the upright, kind of scared Bills Mafia a little bit, not going to lie, and scared the crap out of me. I kind of wet myself a little bit on that one, but he did end up making that kick and keeping his streak alive of not missing a kick so far this year. So good numbers overall from the Buffalo Bills with a 48-20 win against the Miami Dolphins. Now let's look ahead to next week for the Buffalo Bills, who they're going to be facing. They're going to be traveling across the pond, going to London to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, who won 23-7 in their game against the Atlanta Falcons. But the Bills are going to travel over there. It's going to be electric atmosphere with a lot of Bills Mafia members coming over to watch the game. I know there is a meet and greet with Andre Reed, and that is with the Nickel City Mafia, as well as a couple of other channels that are going to do a meet and greet with Andre Reed. So if you do have the chance to go and meet Andre Reed, don't forget to send your photos over to the Nickel City Mafia, as well as the Red, White, and Bills and the Go Bills podcast on Instagram. We would greatly appreciate all the photos that you get. We'll try as hard as we can to post some of the photos that you do get over there in London. We'd love to see everything, and we will respond back to you on Instagram with all of your photos as well. Let's go around the league with all the other scores, and we'll start with the other games that are going on right now. We'll start with the 4:15 games because that involves the teams that are playing in the AFC East. The Patriots and Cowboys are tied at 3 with 6 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first quarter. The Jets play later on today at 8:20, so we won't see any updates on that before the end of the day. As soon as the Chiefs and Jets game ends, we will post the AFC East standings as well. But let's go around the league and talk about the scores for the rest of the league, starting with the Lions and Packers that happened on Thursday night. The Lions won 34-20. The Jaguars defeated the Falcons 23-7 earlier today in a game that was featured in Andy's room from Toy Story. The Rams defeated the Colts in overtime 29-23. The Ravens defeated the Browns without Deshaun Watson 28-3. Vikings defeated the Panthers to get the first win of the season 21-13. The Titans upset the Bengals 27-3. The Bucks moved to 3-1 on the year, defeating the Saints 26-9. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills defeated the Dolphins 48-20. The Broncos defeated the Bears 31-28 to get their first win of the season after that ugly loss last week to the Dolphins 70-20. The final in overtime, the Eagles defeated the Commanders 34-31. The Texans the Texans defeat the Steelers 30-6. And then around the 4:00 games as well, we'll go with the Raiders and Chargers tied at 7. The 49ers are ahead of the Cardinals 7-0. And then still to come tomorrow, that game is going to be the Seahawks and Giants at 8:15 on ESPN. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, as well as Threads. And you can find us also on our website, GoBillsPodcast.com, where you can find all of our upcoming shows that we will be doing with collaborations like the Nickel City Mafia and Red, White, and Bills. And you can also find everything that's going on around the AFC East as well. John Roberts said that he heard that it was an ACL injury for Tre'Davious White, not ankle, but who knows. It has been reported that it's an Achilles injury for Tre'Davious White, John, so I want to make sure that you get that as well. Does seem like it's going to be an Achilles injury for Tre'Davious White. Unfortunate news, especially after he's made a comeback and gotten back to the point that he's been at. He's been playing some really good ball over the last 4 weeks. Really liked what I saw from him, but it's unfortunate. Hopefully it's something that's not serious, and he can come back. Hopefully it's something like a sprain in his Achilles, which I doubt it is, especially with him slamming his helmet down and the way that he looked out there. It didn't seem like it was good. Hoping it's something that's minor, but I think we're going to be without Tre'Davious White for a long time for the Buffalo Bills, probably until the start of the 2024 season, which is very sad to see. I believe it is not the same leg that he injured last year. I don't believe it is. I will look that up, though, to figure it out. Find out if it is the same injury. I don't believe it is, though. I believe it was the right one that time, and then it's the left one this time. But it does seem like, and if I'm going with the way that Tre'Davious White looks on the picture that I'm looking at with the ACL injury, it was the left ACL that he tore against the Saints. And then this one was, let me just see if I can find it, if it was a left Achilles injury or not. I want to find that out for you real quick. John, I do appreciate all the time. It is a Achilles tendon injury. He was carted off the field today, and let's see if I can figure out if it was a right or left Achilles. Non-contact Achilles injury. I'm just trying to see if I can find out if it was the left or the right. Does seem like it was. Let me just see if I can find it. I don't see anything on it right now, but as soon as we find out any more information on that, John, I will post it if it was the right or the left injury. But I do believe it might have been the same leg, actually. So I'm going to go back on what I said. I do believe it was the same leg for the injury. When we get to all 22 report, I will post about it, but there's not a lot of updates right now that I can see photos or anything like that of it. I do believe it is the same one, though, unfortunately. But we will see what happens with Tre'Davious White. Hopefully he can make a speedy recovery, get back before the playoffs, which would be great to see. I will make sure that I do post it, John, though. But don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, as well as on our website, GoBillsPodcast.com. Like I said earlier, click on over to the website. You can find all of our upcoming shows that we will be having with the likes of Nickel City Mafia, Red, White, and Bills, as well as all our shows that we're going to be doing on the Go Bills podcast as well. This has been Brett with the Go Bills podcast. We'll see you next time for another edition of the Go Bills podcast. This time it will be in London. We'll have a new intro for the Go Bills podcast coming up next week. Until then, Go Bills.